Hello dear students and welcome back for history session lesson number 19, the Maratha War of Independence. So my dear students, before we start with our video 3, let's recall or go through the main points discussed in our last two videos. Were Chhatrapati Sambhaji Maharaj, then campaign against the Siddhis, then we learned campaign against the Portuguese, then the end of Adil Shahi and Qutub Shahi kingdom, administration of Sambhaji Maharaj, death of Sambhaji Maharaj, and then we learnt Chhatrapati Rajaram Maharaj. So children, these were the main points discussed in our last two videos. So today in this video 3, we will be learning and discussing some points like Rajaram Maharaj leaves for Jinji. Then second is the movements of the Marathas and siege of the Jinji. Rajaram Maharaj leaves for Jinji. So dear students, before we start with the textbook explanation, let me tell you in short why Rajaram Maharaj left for Jinji. So it was because Aurangzeb was determined to crush Maratha resistance. So Aurangzeb wanted to destroy the Maratha resistance, and to achieve this, he had himself encamped in Deccan with a huge force or army. So due to continuous Mughal onslaughts, Rajaram had to escape in the year 1689 to Jinji. Now Jinji is in Tamil Nadu and it's a fort that had been captured early on by Shivaji. So it was captured by Shivaji. On 5th April 1689, Rajaram Maharaj escaped from the besieged Raigad with a few of his associates. Rajaram Maharaj decided to go to south to Jinji. The Jinji fort was invincible. Invincible means it cannot be defeated easily. So dear students, Raigad was surrounded with Aurangzeb's army, and from there Rajaram Maharaj escaped with his few people. So along with his few people, he decided to go to south to Jinji, which is in Tamil Nadu. And the Jinji fort was such that it cannot be defeated easily. It was not an easy task for the Mughals to capture this fort. So dear students, Aurangzeb even wanted to attack Jinji fort. But in spite of having huge army, it was not easy for the Mughals to capture this Jinji fort. Rajaram Maharaj took his faithful Sardars like Prahlad Niraji, Khando Balal and Rupaji Bhosle and managed to reach Jinji fort. So dear students, these were his royal and faithful people whom he took along with him to the fort Jinji. The next subtopic we will be studying and discussing is the movements of the Marathas. It was difficult to defend. Defend means to protect the Raigad fort against the might of the Mughals. So dear students, it was difficult to protect the Raigad fort because the Mughals had surrounded the fort with their huge army. The Mughals captured Raigad in November 1689 and they arrested Maharani Yesubai and Shahu. When Rajaram Maharaj left for Jinji, he had assigned means he had appointed the duties to fight against the Mughals to Ramchandrapat Amatya, Shankaraji Narayan Sachiv, Santaji Ghorpade and Dhanaji Jadhav. But from the Maratha point of view, the situation was critical. Means children, the situation of the Marathas was bad as the Marathas could not defeat the Mughals. So, my dear students, during that time, Aurangzeb had enticed means attracted or tempted many Maratha Sardars to his side by giving them watans and jagirs. Mean children, Aurangzeb attracted the Maratha Sardars to his side because he wanted to capture the Raigad fort by giving the Maratha Sardars land and money. So even Rajaram Maharaj also used the same tactics. Tactics means method. To trot. Trot means to oppose or resist the Mughal plans. So dear students, it was promised by Rajaram Maharaj that if the Maratha Sardar captured Mughal territory, it would be given to him as a Jagir. Due to this promise of Rajaram Maharaj, many capable Maratha Sardars came forward. They started invading the Mughal territory with vigor and defeated Mughal general. So dear students, as it was promised by Rajaram Maharaj that if the Maratha Sardar captures the Mughal land, that land will be given to him, to the Maratha Sardar, as a Jagir. So due to this promise of Rajaram Maharaj, many Maratha Sardars they came forward and they started attacking the Mughal land with their strength and defeated the Mughal general. Santaji Ghorpade and Thanaji Jadhav were at the forefront. Forefront means leading position in this action against Mughals' surprise attack to the Marathas and their guerrilla tactics. Guerrilla means hidden and secret tactics. The enormous amount of war material and heavy artillery of the Mughals were of little use. So, dear students, when Rajaram Maharaj promised that if any Maratha Sardar attacks the Mughal land, it will be given to him. So after hearing this, Santaji Ghorpade and Dhanaji Jadhav they came forward, but Mughals had a surprise attack, and with their hidden arrangement of military forces and huge amount of war material and heavy tools, also the Mughals could not defeat the Marathas. The Mughal forces were at their wits' end. When children, the Mughals were confused or annoyed and they did not know what to do next. But on one occasion, Santaji Ghorpade and Batoji Chauhan even cut and carried away the golden pinnacle of the emperor's own tent in a surprise attack. So, dear children, Santaji Ghorpade and Vittoji Chauhan cut the golden pinnacle of the emperor's tent using their sword, which made the entire tent structure to come crashing down, and they carried the golden pinnacle of the emperor's tent, and the tent was marked the royal status. They decided to cut the tent and made Aurangzeb feel ashamed. Dear students, now let's go through Do You Know? The Mughal soldiers were so scared of the Naji Jadhav that when their horse walked means hesitate while drinking water, they would say, "Why do you see the Naji Jadhav in the water?" Means the Mughal soldiers were scared of the Naji Jadhav, and when their horse hesitate to drink water, they will say that, "Do you see the Naji Jadhav in the water?" Siege of Jinji. So dear students, in this we are going to study how Jinji fort was captured by the Mughals. Once Raigad was captured by the Mughals, Emperor Aurangzeb sent Zulfikar Khan to the south to attack the fort Jinji in Tamil Nadu. Zulfikar Khan carefully surrounded the fort of Jinji with his army. The Marathas protected the fort bravely for 8 years. The Mughal forces engaged in the siege were sharply or carefully attacked from outside by Santaji Ghurpade and Dhananji Jadhav. Rajaram Maharaj escaped through the siege and returned to Maharashtra. means children. Rajaram Maharaj escaped from the Jinji fort, which was surrounded by Zulfikar Khan's army, and from Tamil Nadu he returned to Maharashtra. Later, Zulfikar Khan captured the fort of Jinji. The return of Rajaram Maharaj to Maharashtra gave a boost. Boost means strength or courage to the Maratha activity. The Marathas attacked the Mughal territories of Khandesh, Warhat, and Baglan. Rajaram Maharaj inspired hundreds of brave Maratha warriors. Inspired means you can say he motivated or he influenced hundreds of brave Maratha soldiers like Santaji Ghorpade and Dhanaji Jadhav with his understanding nature and statesmanship. Statesmanship means children skill in managing public affairs. Rajaram Maharaj also motivated them to protect Swaraj and thus performed a very valuable or very important task. But even as all this was taking place, Rajaram Maharaj died on 2nd March 1700 on Siagat, that is near Pune in Maharashtra, after a short period of illness. Rajaram Maharaj was thoughtful and kind-hearted. Kind-hearted meant children, he was kind and generous towards the people. Rajaram Maharaj brought together all the capable people in the Maratha Empire. He united them and created a new enthusiasm against them. Men children, Rajaram Maharaj brought all the capable people together in the Maratha Empire, united them and involved them in various activities. After the death of Sambhaji Maharaj, Rajaram Maharaj fought against Emperor Aurangzeb for 11 years with great courage and tenacity. Tenacity means the quality or fact of being able to grip firmly. Rajaram Maharaj's greatest achievement is that he protected Swaraj in those extremely difficult times. While describing Rajaram Maharaj, noted historian Riya Satkar G.S. Sardesai had used the adjective Sthir Buddhi, means level-headed. He cannot be described in better words than this. So, my dear students, the noted historian Riya Satkar G.S. Sardesai has described Rajaram Maharaj as calm and sensible, and even Rajaram Maharaj was able to make good decisions in difficult situations. So, dear students, with this, I hope you must have understood what has been taught in this video 3. So, do read the lesson covered till video 1, 2 and 3, and we shall continue our lesson in our next video 4. Thank you and God bless you all.